supply was a fucking trap.
Yeah.
Hello everyone and welcome back to an incredibly exciting video. ARMA REFORGER is here, and with it we take a massive step forward on the road to ARMA 4, which is now officially confirmed to be in development. After spending a couple weeks getting my hands on REFORGER, I can say with an unwavering amount of certainty that the future of ARMA is in incredible hands. What we know so far is that REFORGER is a milestone on the road to ARMA 4 and a showcase for some of the exciting developments made possible through Bohemia Interactive's new Enfusion engine. It marks the culminating success of all ARMA iterations launched by Bohemia Interactive since 2001 and is the spiritual successor to the original game that helped define the milsim genre, ARMA Cold War Assault. One of the most notable features is that this installment will be available to both PC and Xbox Series X and S players, a series first for Bohemia Interactive. The launch of REFORGER will act as a preview, showcasing the amazing things capable within the Enfusion engine. The most important takeaway is this is just the start. It is a brand new canvas for both mod developers and mission makers to paint on. Bohemia is looking for active feedback from the community on features REFORGER has and doesn't have. I know a lot of people's knee-jerk reaction will be to blast on the forums or Discord about this feature or that feature not being available yet, but as I've said many times before, patience and understanding is more critical to the success of this franchise now more than ever. ARMA is reinventing itself, but doing it in a way that will future-proof itself ways ARMA 3 could only dream of. Just like the launch of ARMA 3, a ton of features we know and love today weren't included and were worked into the ARMA 3's platform over time. I'm more than certain the same kind of future is in store for ARMA 4, and with the success of ARMA REFORGER and the backing of this incredible player and modding community, we can help Bohemia forge the best milsim game ever made. The game takes place in 1989, the height of the Cold War, back on the fictional island of Everon where it all began. Everon is a 51 square kilometer landmass and the Malden Islands dotted with a ton of gorgeous mountains, towns, farms, rivers and streams, and so much more, all inspired by the former state of Czechoslovakia, accented by its fictional French heritage. The landscape itself is absolutely breathtaking in the Enfusion engine. I absolutely cannot wait to see what kind of incredible terrains the modding community makes. Americans, Soviets, and an independent resistance faction form the playable sides. Out of the box, ARMA REFORGER ships with two game types to start us off. The first one, known as Conflict. This is a team versus team deployment where players work together to capture strategic positions located around the map from the enemy. While in-game, you can base build and fortify positions to make life harder for the opposing forces to take the position back. Completing tasks and capturing objectives will net players combat promotions and let you climb the ranks as you play. The second game mode is a well-known favorite from ARMA 3, and that's Game Master. This is a dynamic sandbox where one or more curators act as a warzone god, spawning friendly and enemy forces, equipment, and support facilities alike. Game Master is going to be mod compatible, so again I'm excited to see what the future has in store along the lines of mods, which will be accessible to both PC and Xbox players through the in-game workshop that already has a couple items posted. It should be noted that only PC players will be able to create and upload mods, however. Xbox players will be able to download them from the workshop, they just won't be able to create mods themselves. The icing on this delicious ARMA cake is that it ships with the same exact toolkit used to make REFORGER itself, which is known as the Workbench. This incredibly powerful tool was made specifically for the ARMA community because they know a disgusting amount of genius and talent is hidden away within the player base. Using this new tool, every aspect of the game can be changed, and with it, a whole new experience for ARMA players around the world. Performance during gameplay is an incredible improvement over real virtuality. While there are things that need and will get ironed out in the coming months as REFORGER charges on, to me honestly the sheer amount of positives far outweigh the negative. For the footage you've been seeing in this video, we had about 25 to 30 or so players in and out, with what seemed like 30 to 40 enemies swarming up from all sides as we progressed into this Game Master mission. And that was at each encounter. My frame rates never stuttered or suffered any drops that I could discern, and even during heavy firefights raging all around, my frames stayed above 60 pretty consistently. I'm playing on the exact same machine that I played all of my ARMA 3 content on, where 30 players and 30 AI would absolutely tank the frame rate in multiplayer. So to me, that alone is a massive win. Another huge win is the ability to jump and vault onto obstacles, to include vaulting over fences and waist-height obstacles. Jumping over and assaulting an objective with your squad lit a fire in my immersion heart that I'd not felt in a long time. This also widens the gap of tactical options for squad leaders, as they don't have to stick to the standard avenues of approach you're used to in other shooters. Sound-wise, I'm absolutely in love with how immersive the sounds are. Firefights sound like the eruption of gunfire they really are, and firing off a few rounds in 50 cal is wild and deafening like the real thing.
There's contact down the road further.
Distant explosions sound punchy and deep. All of this to say, if it sounds this good out of the gate, I can't wait to see what the modding community will do with it once they start getting their hands dirty in the workbench.
External.
The best place to start, like any ARMA iteration, is the tutorial, which will walk you through all major aspects of gameplay in a well put together training mission. All in all, my final conclusion is this: for $30 American, you get to stomp around in the foundational footprint of what ARMA 4 will one day become. I've spent about 10 hours gaming with some great guys, and those few hours alone were worth the $30, considering I've spent more in other games and got a fraction of the enjoyment out of it. Additionally, this is only the beginning. This is the first brushstroke on a new canvas, the first step on the road to ARMA 4. A wise man once said, "It's not about the destination, it's about the journey." Well, I've got something for him. Fuck you, you didn't wait for ARMA 4. ARMA 4 is coming, boys and girls. All aboard the hype train. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this day of days. I truly hope the ARMA community shows the massive amount of support ARMA REFORGER deserves as we move forward in what will eventually become ARMA 4. I want to thank my incredible patrons for sticking with me and being the absolute legends they are. If you want an immediate set of six-pack abs and to look as sexy as these chads, the link to my Patreon is down below. Finally, I want to thank you, the viewer, for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing. ARMA's future is incredibly bright, my friends, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.
Are they up there? No, that would not be friendly. Up there, front, down the road.
Pop it out.
Down, they're down.
Contact at the building, right, left side. You guys. Keep moving, one, keep moving.
Frontline trace is at the large.
Got it.
Okay. Driver killed.
Alright.
And big burning. Box down.
Just gather around the front of the 5-ton.
Again, launchers. Actually, do you have a better window over?
Do we have a friendly vehicle moving right now?